Today's video is about bass drum beaters and how different bass drum beater settings, I'm talking about the beater height, can help you play faster double bass. Also can help you to slow down with the ankle technique, because most drummers out there who learn the ankle technique have it easier to play at 180 or 190 beats per minute, and it's more difficult for them to slow down, so work their way down the BPM ladder. And actually your beater height can help you with this one as well. Then we will talk about how the bass drum beater setting can also help you increase your volume. We're going to talk about the setting that can increase your endurance when it comes to double bass drumming, and also the setting that I would recommend that it works best for our students in our drum technique mastery coaching program when it comes to slower double bass. And when I'm talking about slow double bass, I'm talking about 16 notes from 100 to 140 beats per minute. Alright, so let's get started. So today's tutorial is all about beater height. As you can see right here, basically I'm using a medium height of my bass drum beater, and right now we're gonna discuss the effects of raising or lowering that beater height. So first of all, let's discuss what happens when we increase the beater height. So right here you can see the highest possible position. As you can see, usually my beaters are always pretty high, but right now the right beater is on the highest position possible. So this setting is gonna help you, first of all, if you want to slow down the ankle technique. For most drummers, their starting tempo with the ankle technique, once they got the basic technique down, is somewhere between 160 to 190 beats per minute. But actually, most drummers that I've seen so far are somewhere between 175 to 190 BPM. So at one point, you also want to slow down the tempo, so work your way down the BPM ladder, and this setting helps you with that. So let me quickly demonstrate what I'm talking about. I'm gonna start playing eighth notes just with my right foot at the regular tempo around 180 to 190 beats per minute, and then I'm just gonna slowly work my way down the BPM ladder. So for this demonstration, actually I'm just using my calves. I slowly moved my feet further back on the footboard to slow down even more. And actually with this pedal setting right now, it's really easy to slow down the beater swing, increase the range of motion of my beater swing, so at the end I always have a 90-degree angle if I'm playing at 140 and 150 beats per minute, and it's also way easier to control the beater swing. The second big benefit of a beater setup like this is that you get way more volume. Just got a bigger beater swing, more mass and more volume. A great example of a drummer who's using the ankle technique and is playing extremely loud is Dave Lombardo. If you've seen him live, you know what I'm talking about. And now finally, one critique point that I hear quite often from drummers is that they are telling me that if they increase the beater height so drastically, then they will slow down and they won't be able to play fast any longer. And actually, that's not true. It all comes down to technique. So let me give you a demonstration of some fast right foot playing, maybe single foot blast beats, just the right foot and my hands. Yes, you will need a bit more energy at higher tempos, but also, yes, you can still play fast as well. That demonstration right here was at 250 or 252 beats per minute. Okay, and now let's try the opposite. Let's lower our bass drum beaters. So the first benefit you're getting with this kind of setting is that your pedal will immediately feel way more responsive. So actually the pedal feels like it's glued to my foot. It makes it way easier to play fast patterns with the ankle technique. That's the first big benefit. And the second big benefit you're getting this way is also that it's less exhausting to play for long periods of time, which also comes in quite handy most of the time. And finally, the last advantage you're getting with this setup right here is that it's way easier to play at those gruesome, slow and mid tempos. So let me demonstrate first at 120 beats per minute. and now 140 beats per minute. So for those of you that are struggling with that slow double bass from 100 to 140 beats per minute, try to lower your bass drum beta. Just makes it easier to control the beta swing. And if you compare this to the first setting with the high bass drum beta, the big difference is if the bass drum beta is really high, basically your betas are always like pushing back, and it's really easy to like either lean back or you have to lean forward. So if you're struggling with staying balanced at those tempos and you tend to lose control, then actually I would recommend to just for one practice session try to lower the bass drum beta and try to get used to that position. You know, when it comes to the ankle technique, when you are struggling with a certain tempo, you can't increase the tempo or you can't slow down with the ankle technique, or suddenly you're struggling with another technique. For example, right now when I played at 120 and 140 beats per minute, I'm just using the flat foot technique, and this setting right here makes it way easier to control the bass drum betas. You know, I would recommend that if you are completely stuck at a certain tempo and you don't know how to improve any further, let's say you're stuck at 200 BPM with the ankle technique, then just not always just change your spring tension, also experiment with your beta height. So, you know, changing the spring tension of course is the obvious first choice, but if that doesn't help you, actually then I would go back to your old spring tension and then just change the beta height and see if this helps you out. And actually that's also my main job in our drum technique mastery program. If I'm coaching one of my students and I see that he's stuck at a certain point, then actually just a small little tweak when it comes to your pedal setup, pedal setting, spring tension, beta height, beta angle, just one setting. Don't change various things at the same time, just always change one thing at a time, can make a huge difference. And pretty often, especially with the ankle technique, once you got the basic technique down, the rest comes down to dialing in your settings for your own body weight and just getting used to certain tempo areas, above 200 beats per minute especially, and also that slower stuff, 140 to 170 BPM. I hope you found this video useful. If you want me to coach you personally, then click the link below or just go to drumcoaching.net. Thanks again for watching. I wish you a great day. Cheers from Vienna. Bye bye.